Hi, and welcome to this Track Wrestling Help video. Here at Track Wrestling, we strive to make running your event as easy and as efficient as possible. In this video, we will cover how to print out your brackets and bout sheets and other items within your tournament. Once you're logged into the tournament, you'll click on your operating menu, and then you'll come here and select printing. Here you'll see all the areas that you can print to get information about your tournament. We're going to start with brackets, so you'll click on brackets and it'll bring you to a print chart. Here you will see all of your age groups and weight classes listed for your brackets. Things to note: if your weight class is highlighted in red, it means that it's been updated and needs to be printed, which is typically after each round. If they're in black, that means they're not updated yet and have been printed since you've updated them. And if they are in green, it just means that that bracket is closed out. There's no more wrestling, and you can print out the final bracket for your awards. To print, you'll select the weight classes. You can either select all of 8s or all of 10s, or you can just select individual brackets out of each one, and then you'll click print. Also pay attention to the fact that if you need to make sure in your printing that landscape is selected in your settings. So we'll come here to print. This is also asking if it's okay to mark these as printed. So if you had red brackets selected, it would turn them to black to show that you've updated. They're not updated since you've printed last. And then you'll hit OK. And then here comes your brackets all listed in a row. Depending on what your browser is, you're going to want to do a print preview. So I'll select my print preview here. As you can see, I have portrait selected in my layout. So I want to come here and I want to change that to landscape, which just makes this bracket larger, easier to read. Also, under more settings, you want to verify that this headers and footers is turned off. If it's turned on, you'll see here that the Track Wrestling URL came up at the bottom and a label with time and date and your print chart at the top. So again, you're going to select headers and footers. You want that turned off. You do want to keep your background graphics turned on. That will print out if you have a watermark back here in your colors. So you're going to want to make sure that you have that selected. And then when you have everything ready and it looks good, you just come here and click print. I'm not going to click print. I don't need the brackets. So we're just going to come back up here and come back to our operating menu and then go to printing again. And then this time we're going to come to bout sheets. The bout sheet will take us to our bout scheduler. Things to know: if this bout is selected in green, it means that it has been wrestled and is no longer needed. If it's in white, you will select those. Those are bouts that need to be wrestled and can wrestle. And here, if their bout is selected yellow, it just means that there's some reason why it can't be wrestled. It could be that it needs one of these matches to be done in order to fill up that bout sheet. So here, you want to select ones that have not been printed. So if you see here, this is a white ready to wrestle, but it does show that it's been printed. But if you come down here, these are white and they have not been printed yet. So you want to select those bouts that you want printed, and you'll come up here to print selected bouts and click OK, and it'll bring you to this bout sheet. Areas that you can highlight is do not print buys. That just means a bout sheet that has a buy as a wrestler won't print. But then you can come up here and hit print. This is just saying that if you mark these printed after they are printed out, again, this is a great way for checks and balances, just to make sure that you've printed all of your bout sheets out, and then you'll hit OK. And then your bouts will come up here. Again, you're going to want to do a print preview, because for these, if you have them selected in landscape, each bout will take up 2 pages. So you want to make sure that this layout is selected in portrait, which then it'll cover just in 1 page. Again, under more settings, if your headers and footers are selected, you'll get the URL at the bottom and the label at the top. So you want to make sure your headers and footers are done. And then again, you'll hit print. And then you'll have your bout sheets. Just a quick overview of other areas that you can print within the tournament. You can do your mat schedule or your bout schedule. Mat schedule here, you can select these as a filtration and hit go, and then it'll show you what bouts still need to be wrestled on each weight class and age group bracket for each mat. So then it'll kind of identify how many bouts you have left of your tournament. Other things here that you can print out are team scores, results by round, results by team, and results by weight class. The results by weight class is good if you have an announcer, especially at the end of the day if you're announcing who wins. If you print that, if the tournament had placers, it would state what they placed and how they got there. So it'd be like, little Johnny places first, but little Johnny beat little Smith, and it'll just list here on how they got to their placing rounds. This is just a quick general overview of printing within your tournament. If you have any further questions, always feel free to reach out to Track Wrestling Customer Success Team. And good luck with your event.